Good afternoon, everybody. Ciao a tutti. Io sono Stefania e oggi inizieremo questo corso di reception, quindi ci sentiremo anche nelle prossime settimane. Oggi il primo corso di reception. Mi presento e poi vi presentate anche voi in italiano, così mi raccontate qualcosa di voi, da dove venite, cosa fate, cosa state studiando. Va bene, poi cominciamo. Okay, so I'm introducing just a brief introduction for Agorà Italian Academy. Maybe the part of you knows what is Agorà Academy. So the main arguments focused on Agorà Academy is that Agorà Academy consists in a circular models which follows progressive stages. So students, you are studying different arguments, classmates, and then you become a trainer, worker, and then mentor, trainer, and ambassador. So the is focused mainly on these circular flows. Okay, then Circular Hospitality Academy represents Agorà Italian's Academy most innovative and comprehensive educational vision, a structured pathway designed to transform international learners into fully skilled hospitality professionals through a circular training model that integrates learning, practice, mentoring, and long-term development. Then welcome you to the reception course. I'm Stefania Razia, and with me you will discover the magic and the crazy words of the reception. Okay, I tried to write down a brief presentation in Italian, but then if you don't understand something, please let me know, okay? I will try to read it in Italian. If anything's not clear, please tell me, okay? Ciao, sono Stefania e sarò la vostra professoressa di reception. Ho 37 anni, vivo in provincia di Venezia con due gatti e il mio fidanzato Giuseppe. Ho studiato la scuola alberghiera con specializzazione in reception. Mi sono diplomata nel 2008. Ho iniziato a lavorare in hotel come receptionist in provincia di Padova, al Blue Dream Hotel, dove ho conosciuto Mauro Di Chicco quando era più giovane, come hotel manager e con cui ho imparato tutti i principali compiti della reception. Nel 2012 sono diventata front office manager e assistente della direzione nello stesso hotel. Ho lavorato lì per 7 anni, poi mi sono spostata a lavorare in montagna durante la stagione estiva. Ho lavorato all'Hotel Spinale a Madonna di Campiglio, che si trova in Trentino, come front office manager. Successivamente, poi mi sono trasferita a Milano, che si trova in provincia di Venezia, vicino a Venezia. Ho lavorato lì per 4 anni come front office manager e assistente della direzione all'hotel Villa Patriarca, che è un leisure hotel con piscina. La mia passione per l'informatica mi ha portata nel 2019 a cambiare lavoro. Ho iniziato a lavorare in Zucchetti Hospitality, dove lavoro anche adesso, prima come trainer per i software hotel, channel manager, booking engine, sistemi hotel, e ora ci lavoro come project manager per software PMS. Mi piace molto lavorare nel mondo dell'hospitality, mi piace il lavoro di hotel perché si imparano cose continuamente, quindi non si smette mai di imparare, si conoscono molte persone da ogni parte del mondo e quindi spero di trasmettervi con quello che vedremo nei prossimi corsi, nei prossimi argomenti, la passione per questo lavoro e le conoscenze principali su questo lavoro. Si è capito tutto? Tutto chiaro? Non vi vedo.
Sì, piacere, grazie mille.
Ok. Allora, adesso chi è presente mi racconti qualcosa di voi, da dove venite, il vostro nome, cosa fate, così vi conosco un pochino tutti. Da chi cominciamo?
Posso iniziare anche io?
Sì,
Buongiorno,
certo. Ciao Valeria.
sono Valeria, sono ucraina, ora vivo in Italia, in Sardegna. Mm, Sono una studentessa e studio qui, sto imparando l'italiano. L'anno scorso ho lavorato con Agorà Italian Academy con Mauro
Mhm,
come una cameriera in Puglia, ma ora voglio provare qualcosa di nuovo e
mhm.
perché sto qui.
Ti piace la Sardegna? È molto bella.
Sì, sì,
Il mio
ma
fidanzato
ora sto
pugliese.
piovendo tutto il tempo.
Ah, beh, anche qui, anche qui. Io abito vicino a
Sì,
Venezia, però sono 2 settimane che sta piovendo. Ok, piacere di averti conosciuta.
anche per me, grazie.
Qualcun altro?
Mi chiamo Pacific Kaesu, sono di Ruanda.
Mhm,
Adesso ora vivo in Viterbo, sono studente all'università e come studente qui da Agorà Italian.
mhm.
So, l'anno scorso ho lavorato come camerieri in Teaca Caporiveri e mi piace tanto l'hospitality sector. Piacere, ti conosco, Stefania. Grazie.
Grazie, anche per me.
Ciao, io sono Abigail, sono
Piacere.
ugandese, vivo in Ancona. Scorso anno non ho lavorato, ma 1224 ho lavorato in Valle d'Aosta come cameriera,
Mhm.
quindi sì, mi piace il lavoro in ospitale. Sì,
È piaciuto? Ok, very
ok.
nice.
Mi chiamo Neda, ho 33 anni, sono iraniana e sono una studentessa di laurea magistrale in management del turismo in
Mhm,
Università di Palermo. Ho circa 14 anni di esperienza lavorativa. Ho lavorato per la maggior parte del tempo come specialista in
mhm.
risorse umane, HR,
Ok.
ma ho maturato esperienza anche come receptionist.
Okay, so let's go on. Introduction. We will begin by learning together the differences between the various types of tourist accommodation, roles, responsibilities, and tasks of the reception desk, which is the main heart of hotel property. We will explore what it means to work at the reception, the required skills, and you will learn together with me the basics of this fascinating profession. So, our main goals to understand the main difference between hotel establishment and their guests, to understand the organization of the reception desk and the main duties, to identify the key requirements of becoming an excellent receptionist, to learn the basic operational tasks of front office and back office work, and then understand the rules and professional standards of working at the reception desk. Okay, so just keep in mind, take notes of the topics covered, write down the main information, and then if you have any questions, do not worry. We will set aside some time for questions at the end. At the end of the course, please review the materials and do not forget to complete your exercises by next Friday, ok? Mi raccomando. And please always be punctual for the lessons. Okay, so today what we will see the different types of accommodation facilities. We will start from the base, okay? So today we will see the main types of accommodation facilities that we can find and the main difference between them. Okay, have you ever heard agriturismo? Or it's the first time?
Yes, I've heard.
Agriturismo, okay. This is typical Italian word, okay. I didn't translate it because I think that's not the same thing if I translate it. So, agriturismo, it's a hospitality type located mainly on rural areas. That is when you go when you want to relax, have a weekend with the family or with your husband or anything else. Rural areas, so it's very quiet, nature, pool, cooking experience or something like that. It's mainly booked from couples and is a family style hospitality. Family style hospitality because in Italy, agriturismo is basically all the homes or farmhouses that where a family decides to renovate and have 4, 5 rooms, 10 rooms at least, okay? And then it's a family style hospitality because it's not like to be in hotel where you wear a uniform or something like that, okay? So it's different type of hospitality when it's like to be in family when you go to agriturismo, okay? Even if today in 2025, we have 2026, we have some agriturismo that it's luxury agriturismo. So we have standard type of agriturismo and luxury type of agriturismo, but it's basically a family style hospitality. And agriturismo also offer both in restaurant, but also for breakfast, for example, products that are made on site. So vegetables, mainly vegetables, but also meat, milk, products, something like that. So in Italy, when we go to agriturismo, also to have lunch, family lunch, or events, birthdays, something like that. Okay, this is an example for a picture that I saw for agriturismo, just to explicate what I feel when I say agriturismo in Italy. Okay, have you ever been to agriturismo? One of you?
Yes,
Yes, I have. Yeah.
See, okay, and where?
it was
In
in my own
Tuscany.
country.
Come?
It was in my own country, mostly in northern part of Iran. We have this kind of
Ah,
tourism.
sì? Ah, okay, it's interesting. Then motel. Motel is known because it's mainly located along main roads, autostrada, for example. Okay. Is typical for last minute booking because mainly drivers who are tired book the motel to have one night stay, 2 night. So it's typical for drivers. It doesn't provide any extra service because it's used just as a basis to have relax for one night. And it may offer accommodation and breakfast. So it's just room and breakfast. Is an easy hospitality establishment. Then business hotel. I think that in Italy, it's one of the most known type of hotel. I don't know if you have ever worked, or you mainly been in resorts and other buildings. I worked on business hotel too. Business hotel are mainly located in the city center, along motorways, main roads, and fair location, because business hotels are mainly for people who are traveling for work. They're standard buildings. I wrote standard buildings because if we compare it with a leisure hotel, then we will see also leisure hotel. It's mainly like standard buildings. It's not like villas or something like that. So it's most standard as the other type of accommodation. It's booked by guests who travel for work and lots of one-night booking. Okay, I worked in a business hotel and with 70 rooms, Monte Felice, where Mauro was working too, 69 rooms. And on Friday, especially on Friday, but we have a 30 check-in, 30 check-out per day. On Friday also 50 check-in, 50 check-out mainly. Okay, so there's a lot of check-in, check-out, arrival and departures, continuous arrival and departures. Lots of last-minute booking, because when you travel for work, you don't know if today you are in Venezia, in Padova, in Milan, so you often book the last-minute stay. And the arrivals are mainly characterized from late afternoon, because people who are traveling for work and at the office at 6, 7 p.m., 8 p.m., and then they go to have check-in at the hotel. Few extra requests from guests. Well, it depends on the location, on the hotel, business hotel type, and etc. But extra requests could be like having dinner at the hotel, a gym, or something like that, because guests which are traveling for work usually are very tired on the evening when they arrived. They want to go to their room, have a shower, going dinner, and then go sleeping, and the day after having breakfast. So I think I've worked in hotel, so my opinion is that in business hotel, extra requests are fewer than if you think for the leisure hotel. Business hotels offer main stay and breakfast, but today we have a lot of business hotels which have a restaurant. Restaurant like normal restaurant, okay? It's not like to go in hotel and have a standard meal, but high quality restaurant, because today in 2026, comparing on 10, 15 years ago, now restaurants of the hotel are like every other restaurant. So they offer a high quality level, because if I travel for work, I want to forget work and on the evening have a good dinner, enjoy my meal, and have a good service and everything like that. It's very important in business hotel to have a good Wi-Fi connection, because people traveling for work, often on the evening, are checking their emails, finishing their works, and preparing for the other day. So good Wi-Fi connection is one of the mainstream that a business hotel should have. And often they have meeting rooms. So business hotels also can have meeting rooms to make events, courses, also balls, organizing group dinners. Okay, this is an extra service, obviously, but it's so if business hotel have meeting rooms, they can have more bookings for the hotel, because if you organize a meeting on that hotel, usually if the hotels have enough rooms, you prefer to book the rooms in that hotel, so the guests can finish the meeting and then go directly to the room. Ok, vado avanti. If you have questions, please stop me. Ok, leisure hotel. You can find them everywhere in Italy, okay? I don't I can't think of a place in Italy that doesn't have a leisure hotel. Maybe Ferrara. Ferrara is not very famous to having hotels, but camping or something like that. I've been for work in 2024. There was just one small hotel with 20 rooms. Even if it's near the beach, it's not very typical to have hotels, but just some apartment. So you can find them everywhere in Italy, and there are so many reasons to have holidays in Italy. You know, you can have holidays in Italy for culture, for beach, for mountain, for wellness, for sport, for food. Okay, who doesn't go in Italy for food? Everyone goes in Italy for food, I think so. Okay. Lots of advanced bookings because leisure hotels are booked by any kind of nationality guest. So if I think when I worked on hotels, guests who are traveling for vacation usually also booked 1 year ago. 1 year ago, it's optimistic, but 6 months ago, I booked for this summer holidays in August. So I booked gennaio, febbraio, marzo, aprile, maggio, giugno, luglio, agosto in 8 months in advance. Okay, so it's typical for advanced bookings. Is booked by guests who travel for holidays, and the arrivals are spread throughout the day, because if I have to make 4, 5, 6, 7 hours journey, I'm leaving home early. So maybe I check in at 11 at the hotels. When I worked in Venice hotel, there were guests arriving from Poland, from Germany, from at 7, 8 in the morning, they wanted to have the room and having check-in, but the hotel was fully booked, so that was not very possible. Okay. Lots of extra requests from guests. Any kind of requests. People of you already working on hotel knows any kind of request. Can I have another pillow? Can I have another blanket? Can I book a ticket? Can I book a sun chair? Okay, any kind of extra requests. So this kind of reception work, it's quite stressful, okay? It's like resort that we will see then, okay? They offer, say, breakfast, half board and full board, because when you usually travel for a holiday, you maybe want to stay in the same hotel, have no stress looking for a restaurant, place where having breakfast or anything like that. I also prefer when I book hotel to have half board accommodation. So I don't have to look for a restaurant every evening, and it's much convenient than going to eating outside. So most of people having half board, and lots of people, depending on the area, having full board. German guests are typical for booking full board when they travel, so having breakfast, lunch, and dinner. But if you see on the last years, after COVID years, I think many of also beaches hotel who are offering full board are converting service in half board, because many people prefer for lunch just to having a snack or something like that. And then leisure hotel, at least, often also provide organization for tour experience. So I'm thinking, when I worked in hotels, I was providing bus tickets to go to Venice, train tickets to go to Venice, booking tickets for a gondola ride, or visit sightseeing tours, Palazzo Ducale or anything like that. So you also have a work on booking services and experience. Not all the hotels offers this service, but I think that it's an important aspect because even if we are used to go to internet and book anything else, if I find on my hotel that kind of service, I would prefer to let me help in booking this kind of service. So campsite. Campsites are mainly located along beach cities, lake and mountain. In Italian, it's campeggio. Campeggio in 90 years were known because was cheap kind of accommodation, okay? But now in 2025, after the COVID period, because after COVID periods, many tourists and vacation habits changed because people wants more to go open air, go to the beach. Okay, the mentality of vacation is changed. So, in my opinion, because I work in hospitality, but by the side of the hotel software, okay, and there's lots more of campsites building than 20 years ago, and they more provided than 10 years ago luxury service. Basically, they was born for offering pitches, okay, for guests arriving with camper or tent. So you go inside that big building areas with pitches, and pitches cost from 20-30 euros per day now till 78 euros per day. But then you put your own camper, your own tent with your service. So you are preparing food your own and everything like that. They give you the possibility to use a sharing bathroom or book private bathroom too. If you pay, you can also book private bathroom. And now in the last years, you often have the possibility to book mobile homes that are small houses, is pre-building houses. They have all the facilities. They have kitchens, they have bathroom, they have beds. They offer also you the linen change, okay? But in the last years, in my opinion, what I saw from our guests where we install our softwares, there are more and more luxury service. So mobile homes with spa, with the whirlpool, mobile home, luxury kind of mobile homes. I was in Rimini Fiera, and the campsite areas was wow. Not like the hotel, but amazing. Now, if you go in internet, seeing some campsite, it's wonderful. Okay. So then a campsite is characterized to have a high number of guest capacity. We can have campsite, I think, between 1,000 and also 10,000 guests. So they are like cities, some campsites. In summer, they are like cities. I know there we have a guest having a campsite, and in summer, they also have a church. They are organizing the mass. They have inside supermarket, bank service, restaurants. So not one restaurant, pizzeria, bars, discos. And also they offer service like animation for kids, pool, lots of first service. When you go to a campsite, you leave, if you book like mobile homes, you leave your car in, you stay 10 days, and then you don't go out from the campsite. You have everything inside. And then at least staff has more formal clothing, like t-shirt. They don't wear uniform like in hotels, but they are more formal. Okay, then resort village. Resort village are booked by a lot of families, and they are all-inclusive experience, so meals, snack, animation experience, breakfast, snacks before lunch, snacks after lunch, aperitif, and something like that. They have availability of pool, bars, theater, tennis, paddle. I can think other kind of service, but lots of service. Booking for minimum of 7 nights. Usually they don't accept bookings under 7 nights because it's much convenient to have arrival, then departure, then arrival and departure. So reception doesn't have much work in check-in during the range of 7 nights. Arrivals all at once, because mainly all in afternoon or with buses or with transfer service, something like that. They have restaurants, market, discos, pool, and more. And lots of extras requests is like leisure hotel, but with much more people and kids. So crib, extra pillows, or many extra requests. Okay, then albergo diffuso. Have you ever heard of albergo diffuso? Is it the first time you heard of this word?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. It's especially in Italy. It's a new kind of accommodation type. I think it's 2020, something like that. Albergo diffuso is an Italian hospitality model that offers accommodation in rooms and apartments located in different buildings within a village or historic town center. Usually are very old town center. And so it's a unique hotel, unique reception where you do the check-in, but you are sleeping in a different houses, even if the same albergo. All managed under one single organization to provide hotel-style service. This model aims to enhance existing historic centers without the need for new construction, because one of the problems we have in Italy on these last years is that on all the historic centers, which doesn't have services like banks, schools, hospital, and etc., people are going away, living in the main cities. So this kind of new idea, albergo diffuso, is a good idea because when there are this kind of historic centers, they go to renovate also these historic centers, and it's very nice. There was just, let me see, albergo diffuso, because one is very famous in Italy. If you go on the internet, albergo diffuso. Also Dolomiti. I think it's amazing. Okay, go to see albergo diffuso Comeglians. But this kind of hospitality type is very famous in Toscana, Umbria, but also Trentino, something like that. Go to see some website of albergo diffuso, because in my opinion, it's very nice. Then glamping. Also glamping, I don't know if you ever heard this word. It's a new type of hospitality born on the last 10, 15 years. Glamping is the word between glamour and camping. So it's a form of tourism that combines the contact with nature, typical of camping, with the service and comfort of a luxury hotel. Unlike traditional camping, it does not require guests to bring their own equipment or give up modern convenience. Where I was working in Milano there is a famous glamping. If you go in the internet, is glamping canonici. Is like a big garden with an ancient farmhouse. In the ancient farmhouse, you go to have breakfast. And in this big garden, they have big tents, but difference from the camping. In the tent, you bring your own things. In the glamping, you have in the tent the bed, the shower, you have all the services inside, and glamping is a very kind of luxury buildings. So even if you are in a tent, you are in a luxury tent, okay? With often they have also air conditioning because they are closed tents. Hostel, maybe you know this kind of accommodation, is a low-cost accommodation that offer a shared or private rooms mainly for young travelers. Hostels provide basic service, shared spaces, and a social, informal atmosphere. Hostel is also known because it's low budget kind of accommodation. You share your rooms, you book your own bed, but it's also nice if you want to know new people. In Venice, we have big hostels with like 300, 400 rooms. In Mestre, we have a big hostels. Okay, we are going, it's 10 minutes to 3. Today we have seen the main hospitality building. So we will start from the base. So I don't know if you have ever heard these kind of buildings, but in my opinion, it's important that before going directly to the reception arguments, you see the mainstream of this kind of word. So if you have any questions about what we saw together today, you can pose your question.
No, thank you so much. It was so information meeting.
I think was nice to understand this information. Maybe for me it's obviously, but I thought that maybe for you it's not so obvious.
I have one question regarding the albergo diffuso.
Sì. Do you want to turn on your camera, Pacific, so I can see you?
Yes. I have one question about the albergo diffuso. How is it built? Is like they renovating the existing building, or they build new building in the old cities?
No, the old cities remain the same. They just renovate the existing buildings. That's why they are famous, because they are just keeping the existing structure of old town, small towns, and they're renovated these small houses of the town. And in every house, you have a room. And Umbria, I think that's the most famous region of Italy for albergo diffuso. Maybe next time, if I remember, because I have in mind one albergo diffuso which is very famous, but at this moment I cannot remember. And they offer like pool, restaurants. It's very nice because you go having a check-in in one building, and then you have your own key, but it's not just a room, it's a house. So you go through the town and you go sleeping in your house.
Very interesting. Yeah. So thank you so much.
You're welcome.
I don't have a question, but I wanted to add one more interesting sentence, if possible. It's about the motels that you talked about. The name of the motel itself is the combination of motor and hotel. And it was, for the first time, it was also very interesting for me.
Yes. It's like glamping, no? Glamour, camping, motel, motor, hotel.
Exactly.
it's much easier to remember this type of words because it's a strange combination.
Yes, exactly.
Okay. Okay, so for the next lesson, I'm going to prepare the next lesson. I will then send you your exercises. Then please do your exercises within next Friday, okay? I will send them in your email, and please be punctual for the exercises. If you have any questions, here you have my email, so you can write down my email, but I think you already have, or also in WhatsApp if you have any questions. I think that this lesson, for me, it was good, and I think also for you. Then we will then start next lesson sharing general technical words about the reception, the guests. So
It
we will...
was so good. Thank you so much.
Grazie, Valeria, grazie. Okay, so then I will send you also this material for this lesson. I suggest you to go in the internet and go seeing some type of, for each accommodation. So you can see how it's like glamping, for example, or albergo diffuso, as Pacific asked me some question about. It's very nice to go in the internet discovering these kind of buildings. Okay, if you don't have any other question, the lesson is ending and we will see in next lesson. Thank you everybody for participation. And we will see you on next Saturday.
Thank you.
Bye.
Grazie a tutti. Ciao.